We're back at it with more MLS action this weekend for MLS Matchday 22, and we have 28 of 29 teams playing on Saturday for this week 22. Only Miami looks to be sitting out. Meanwhile, the likes of New England, Chicago, and Vancouver come in fresh, having not played on Wednesday. And Wednesday, in midweek, we saw an incredible 51 goals scored across 13 games. Let's hope for more of that, as I have several scoring props and both team to score props in this week's MLS predictions. Let's get started. 3 different parlays. Parlay number 1, we're going to have 2 home favorites against 2 teams that are not that great in MLS so far. We have Cincinnati and New England. It took some time, but the Revs are no longer the league's worst team. They're just the league's 3rd worst team. They're 27th. Now this comes after 3 straight wins of 3-2 over Vancouver, 1-0 over the Red Bulls, and 2-1 over Nashville. Away to Cincinnati will be a much tougher challenge though this week. Cincinnati are 5-2-2 at home. They won Wednesday 4-3 against Philly. Acosta had 2 goals and 1 assist in the win, including a winner deep into stoppage time in the 100th minute. Acosta has 6 game-winning goals on the season to go with 9 goals and 14 assists, and looks to be in the running for a potential MVP season. Earlier this season, Cincinnati went to New England and they won 2-1. Kubo, Acosta, and Veroni all scored within a 10-minute span of the second half. Last year, these teams drew 2-2 and 1-1. Previous scores were 2-2, 3-2, 5-1, and 4-1. So the trend between these teams has been goals and some recent draws. This could be a both teams to score bet, with Cincy out Matt Miazga and Miles Robinson on defense, and they have allowed 3, 2, 2, 3, and 1 goals in their last 4 games. So despite them winning most of their games, they certainly have been conceding goals as well. Can the Revs keep winning against a top team on the road? I'm not sure. They might hang around. They have been playing better, but Cincinnati have also scored 4, 4, 0, 4, and 3 goals in their last 4 games. So let's back them at home to at least score 2 in this game and not worry about who gets the win. Let's go Cincinnati over 1.5, and we'll pair it with another over 1.5 team total with Columbus and Sporting Kansas City away in Miami Wednesday. And with the Herons missing a ton of players, the Crew might have been hopeful of picking up the win, getting some points in Miami against a depleted team, but that wasn't to be, with Miami backups rolling to a 2-1 win. The Crew won 3-2 in New York the game prior. Prior to that, they had the 3-0 Champions Cup loss. But before that, they had wins of 2-0, 3-1, and 3-1, so it hadn't been scoring multiple goals. In Columbus's last 16 games in all competitions, their only losses have come against Cincinnati, Pachuca, and Miami. Not much shame there. All top teams. SKC played RSL on Wednesday. They lost 4-3. That's great because I can keep rolling out this similar stat line that I use every video for SKC. It's also great because it catches a both team to score bet for me. SKC have now scored in 17 of 19. They've conceded a goal in 18 of 19 and in 16 straight. Both teams to score bets for SKC this season have gone an incredible 17-2 in MLS. But not just that, the both teams to score and over 2.5 has gone 8-0 and 15-1 in recent SKC games. SKC has given up multiple goals in 7 of 8, multiple goals in 11 of 13 as well in MLS. They have just 1 win in 13 in MLS too. Those are all some pretty tough stats if you're an SKC fan or better. Injuries are piling up, and the likes of Daniel Shalaway and Alan Polito could also miss out here. Also some bad news. Likely this is a Columbus win. We'll just ask Columbus, though, to score at least 2 goals. And if we pair Cincinnati to score 2, Columbus to score 2, we'll come in at plus 126 odds. Parlay number 2, RSL, LA Galaxy. If you like goals, then look no further. These teams rank in goals for: RSL 2nd, LA 3rd. In XG, RSL 4th, LA 1st. Shots, RSL 2nd, LA 6th. Shots on target, RSL 2nd, LA 1st. Final third touches, RSL 6th, LA 1st. Both have been piling up the offense this season. On May 24th, they've already played this season, and it was a 2-2 draw. Last season, they drew 2-2. LA won 3-2 in MLS, and RSL won 3-2 in the US Open Cup. RSL haven't lost a game in 15. They've scored in 17 of 20 overall games as well this season. Wednesday saw them beat SKC, and that came with Chicho Arango starting on the bench, and that not even mattering, as other players like Andres Gomez scored 2, plus Anderson Julio and Matt Crooks each got on the scoreboard with 1 each. LA were missing their own star, Ricky Puig, for the last 2 games, but they still won 2-0 and 4-2 in those games. LA are 4-0-1 in their last 5. They have just 3 losses on the year, just 1 loss in 9. They've scored in 5 straight, in 7 of 8 as well, and multiple goals in 6 of 8. Both teams to score on its own, very juicy at minus 225. Both teams to score in over 2.5. We'll start off this parlay for me at minus 150. And then we're going to go and just find something super simple just to make that price a little bit better, not just bet minus 150 by itself. Let's go to Minnesota and Austin. It's 4th versus 9th. These teams played back in February. Minnesota won 2-1 on the road. Other recent scores have been 4-1 Austin, 2-1 Austin, and 2-1 Minnesota. The Loons are missing several players to international duty in the last few games. They haven't won in 3, including losing 5-3 in Dallas on Wednesday. Their last 2 losses came away from home and back at home. They've not failed, though, to score this season and have scored in 21 of 22 of their past MLS home games if you go back into last year. Also, every single Minnesota game this season has somehow, some way seen at least 2 goals, as the over 1.5 has just gone a perfect mark this year. They'll play a team in worse form than them in Austin, who are winless in 5. They drew 1-1 on Wednesday at home to LAFC. They have allowed a goal now in 6 straight, and in their past 16 road MLS games, they have just 1 win, and they've conceded in 13 of 16. I don't really want to be betting Minnesota to win with all their absentees here, but Austin's not a great road team. Minnesota always scores at home. I'm just going to ask Minnesota to score a goal here because I'm just looking for what I deem to be a very simple option to improve that minus 150 from the both teams to score and over 2.5 with RSL and LA. So if we had Minnesota to score, we'll get us down to minus 115 in parlay number 2. Parlay number 3 will keep going late into the night on Saturday for MLS Matchday 22. It's Portland and Vancouver. The rested Whitecaps coming off a 3-2 road loss to New England last week. That halted a 2-game winning streak where they had won 2-1 and 2-1. It extends a streak of both teams scoring over 2.5, going 4-0 in Caps games. 6 of the past 7 meetings between Portland and Vancouver have seen both teams to score bets cashing. And each of the last 3 have seen both teams to score and over 2.5 bets cash. That includes a 3-2 Vancouver win this season and 3-2 Vancouver and 3-1 Portland wins last season. This season, the result when they played was back in March. The Caps scored twice in the first half, the Timbers scored twice in the second, and the Caps got the winner late in the 87th minute. Vancouver has been a better team on the road this season than in past seasons, but most of those wins did come at the start of this season. They only have 1 road win in MLS in 6 games, but they have still scored in 7 of 9 road games and even multiple goals in 5 of those road games as well. The Timbers won 2-1 in San Jose on Wednesday. That makes them 4-2-1 in their past 7. They've scored in 16 of 19 MLS games. They've conceded it in 17 of 19 MLS games, and both teams to score has hit in 15 of 19 MLS games. Portland's 34 goals for are the 4th most, but their 33 goals allowed are also 4th most or 4th worst. Those defensive numbers likely won't continue with the likes of Crepo, Miller, and Araujo all away on international duty. Let's expect at least a goal from both teams here between Vancouver and Portland. And we'll pair that with a result in LAFC and San Jose. LAFC couldn't extend their winning streak to 9 games. They had a 1-1 draw with Austin, but they did extend their undefeated streak to 9. They've outscored opponents 19-3 in those games as well. Kai Kamara drew LAFC level late into the game in the 90th minute. That makes him tied second all-time in the MLS scoring charts with 145 league goals. Now, there have been 17 all-time games between these teams, and the average goals scored, if you count those all up and do a little bit of math, comes up to 3.82 goals per game. 14 of those games have seen 3 or more goals scored. The last 7 have seen both teams to score bets cash, and 6 of 7 have seen both teams to score and over 2.5 cash as well. That includes a 3-1 San Jose win earlier this season. The Quakes lost, though, at home to Portland 2-1 on Wednesday and are 0-1-6 in all competitions in their last 7. The Quakes have given up multiple goals in 6 of 8 and at least 1 in all but 1 game this season, that being 20 games, and that 1 game was in the U.S. Open Cup against a lower-ranked team. Whether you take LAFC winning or LAFC scoring 2, it's the same price at a very unattractive minus 275, unless you were to throw that in a parlay. LAFC to win by 2, minus 1.5, would be even money at plus 100, so that is certainly an option if you were looking for a straight bet, unless you were looking as another option at LAFC to win and both teams to score at plus 160, given the fact that San Jose is usually capable of scoring. However, LAFC have had many clean sheets in recent weeks, so that doesn't necessarily look safe. LAFC gets revenge, I think, and wins this game, but I'm just going to ask them to score 2 in case this turns into a wild shootout late into the night. So let's go LAFC over 1.5 goals paired with the Portland Vancouver, both teams to score, coming in at plus 107 odds. Now, those are my picks. Before you make your MLS picks this weekend, if you're looking to take advantage of some great sports betting bonuses this summer, then look no further. If you use my link, signupexpert.com/shredthespread, I'll put that in the description and the comments. You can see all the best sports books in your location when you go to that link. From there, you can claim the best bonus bets, promo codes, risk-free bets, and bonus offers from a wide range of online legal sports books. You you're shopping for a new sportsbook right now, looking for the best odds and new customer promos, be sure to help out the channel and use my link, signupexpert.com/shredthespread. Let me know what you're betting for MLS Matchday 22 down there in the comments, and best of luck, everyone, this weekend.